Hi everyone, we're back here, and today I'm bringing you another controversial topic that is sensitive and delicate, and I probably won't be PC. As I am reading a lot and researching a lot about Holocaust education lately, both in Hungary, in Europe at large, in Australia or the United States and the different states within that, I compare what works, what doesn't, as per my personal experience. I went back to my own history book and checked how I was taught about the Holocaust. There are a couple of pinpointers that I'm jotting down, and there are some excellent approaches, I think, and there are some unfortunate approaches. For example, the majority of this Holocaust education curriculum states that you should not encourage kids to talk about Holocaust denial. And I went back to my own textbooks and went back in my memory lane. And yes, we never ever could mention that the Holocaust didn't happen. So the point of view that I want to discuss here is not to encourage anyone to even go down on that lane, to deny the Holocaust or say that there is a Holocaust. But I'll go back to my experience and my studies, and I remember it was forbidden to even consider that the Holocaust didn't happen. And when you forbid something to a teenager, when we are 14 or 15, what are we gonna do? Dafka, like just because and just as a spike, we're gonna do the opposite. I'm sure everybody knows that. So I think that this is not necessarily the good approach. And here is another argument that would support this notion, that this is not necessarily the right approach, to make sure that it's forbidden to even think outside of your textbook. Why? Because unfortunately, the moment we leave school, real world kicks in. And the real world right now, especially, it's bombarding us with this notion that Jews are responsible for everything. Jews are even responsible for the Holocaust. The Holocaust didn't happen. The Holocaust didn't happen that way. So if I am not skilled, equipped, knowledgeable enough to debunk this kind of debates that are going to be spread around me, I don't know how to respond. And hence, we are losing a battle on that. Remember when I moved to the United States, on YouTube, I found videos that are not searchable and hence not foundable in Hungary, because they were denying the Holocaust. And then I still have this love and hate relationship with the American First Amendment and the free speech and what constitutes free speech / hate speech, where is the fine line in between. But more and more, I understand the need of being able to talk freely. And again, I'm not encouraging anyone, let alone future students or current students, to even consider that something so factually proven and unquestionable historical event has happened. But I do want to encourage anyone who is in the sphere to be able to discuss this and let the kids and even adults come up with their own questions, their own naturally arising, perhaps, concerns or real debates within themselves. How could that happen? Because it's so difficult with today's mind to understand that 6 million people were killed strategically, that people were put in gas chambers. It's something that you cannot even comprehend with today's mind, especially if you are living in, the Western society. So it naturally arises in people that, oh my God, it couldn't have happened. It doesn't mean that they want to deny. It's a natural psychological effect that they question what they can't even believe that it's humanly possible. So I not necessarily agree with this curriculum that is written in stone, that you cannot even, and I think it was in the Australian curriculum, it was written, under no circumstances encourage your students to discuss the possibility of Holocaust denial. Again, I think this kind of discussions would be extremely beneficial, because then these kids in from high school go to college, and if we are talking about an American environment, they go to college and they're gonna be bombarded with the extreme anti-Jewish sentiment, anti-Israel sentiment, and hence the Holocaust denial will come up. And if you have not discussed that angle, if you don't know how to respond, if you don't know how really to factually push back on these extremely ignorant statements, then unfortunately we are coming out on the losing side, so to say. Because if someone who is standing there and facing this kind of harassing sentiments is just blocked because doesn't even know how to respond, unfortunately, that's really not a good way forward. And if you know how to respond to the most extreme attacks, then perhaps there is even a chance that the other side, the attacker, can be slowly but surely changed. If you have any questions or any additions or feedbacks to these thoughts that I just presented here, I welcome in the comments or message me, and see you soon.